I don't even know what to compare it to. Something with a dual rail skid just doesn't compare to an Alpha.
The talk about overriding the sled is definitely a thing.
We were riding this machine completely stock, no exhaust, no risers, nothing, exactly how it comes out of the factory. We did get to try it out in some good deep side hill in the snow, and it handled really well. It's forgiving. It's a really forgiving unit. That's the word I'm going to use for this. Will it make you a better rider? It doesn't do the riding for you, but it makes things easier.
Everything that I do on this compared to my 2016 is very similar, just with way less input. I didn't find I was overriding it as bad as I thought I would. I got on it and throwing it into a side hill or pulling it around, climbing. It didn't feel completely foreign to me. It felt like I knew the feeling, I knew what to do. It just I had to settle down on my motion and my effort.
So when I first got on this thing, of course you start at the trailer and you have to go up the trail to get to your riding area. It was a completely different animal. Me and Ben were actually watching a muscle car show the other night while we were sitting in the hotel room. And when these cars took corners, they had body roll. Well, I'll tell you, on the trail, this Alpha has body roll. The whole machine will tip to the side when you're taking a corner. And I was really nervous actually to take it off the trail because I knew it was going to be like nothing I've ever been on before just from having it on the trail, and I was nervous because I was not sure what it was going to do.
I didn't find it was washing out on me at all. I felt this thing holds a nice side hill. The ski and the track, they're not way off. The track isn't a whole bunch lower than the ski. It holds a nice side hill. It's not washing down on me at all.
We've had some guys saying that it washes out a little bit on that harder snowpack when you're going into side hills. And I actually was able to come out of a soft snow side hill and actually go into a transition area where it became a hard pack side hill. And I get what you mean. It does wash out a little bit on those harder side hills. The weight transfer on this track, the weight distribution on the snow is completely wide. Like, it's not getting that sharp edge that something with a dual rail skid would get to really cut into that hard snow, and I think that's what's causing it. So it does handle a little bit funky on the hard pack side hills.
After I did a couple big side hills across the hill, I did a couple pulls up and down. There were some good trenches in it. So I figured I'd come back down and side hill across those to see how this thing handles going across really adverse, rough terrain compared to the 2016. When you're coming across those ruts on hard pack snow, it's bucking you around, and you feel it more from your feet and your seat. So this thing, I could tell the track was sitting with the contour of the hill, and it was rolling into those ruts and not kicking the back end around. It was letting the front end work and do what the front end could do. So instead of fighting two aspects of the sled, you're letting the front end work, which I think it does a really good job on its side. It took the effort out of that for sure. There's times, we all know, where you're coming down something and it's getting bad and you got to side hill around and go back up, and you get bucked around and beat up pretty bad on some of those ruts you're crossing, or hard whoops or something like that, right? So it did really well there.
Like, we always talk about cat holders, anything 17 or older, it's full throttle or nothing. Now this thing has that torque on the lower end, so you can kind of play with the throttle a little bit on the low end and pop the skis really easy, and that's taken some learning for me. That's been something completely different, especially because I'm coming from 14. Really low track approach angle on the front here, gets up on the snow really well. A couple times we did have it trenched in, and even with that power band being on the low as well as the high end, it just crawled right out. Like a couple times where I thought I'd really have to pin it to get out of a little bit of a hole, I just ease onto the throttle, and at that really low end it just did something really, which was really strange for me, was it just crawled out.
So coming off the 2016 platform, you got the big handlebars and you got your reverse button on this side here by your kill switch. Definitely noticed on these bars the reverse switch is now on this side, but you can get your glove in there. I always thought you're always trying to get your finger into the tip of your glove and jamming it into that reverse button. That's a really nice setup. These bars are cleaned up really nice. The big change on this side here with the kill switch is that it's relocatable. So the other kill switch was built into the reverse housing. It's a big block. This thing here, if you don't want it up here, you find you're hitting it all the time, you can loosen the screw off on the backside and turn it down. You can put it wherever you want, really. The tether on the Alpha is nice and clean setup. On the 2016, it's a rubber on rubber grommet, so you get some ice or snow in there. Even it's just not a very sturdy tether, so you're twisting it on there, pushing it on there, making sure it's on there good. This one here just pops right on, nice and secure. No fighting it. Doesn't build up with ice or anything like that. Stays nice and clean.
So one thing I'm going to show you here, I'm going to put an end to this, and Ben can zoom in on the camera. The guys were saying on these narrow running boards that they couldn't fit their boot into the little cubby here for it. Well, I've got size 12 boots, size 12 feet, size 12 boots. It's a FXR backshift boot. It's a very big boot, and I just, look at that. It fits in there. You can grab it really well, and it's not coming out when you need to pull over on it.
People talk about feet in the running boards. These are climb boots. Matt's are a little bit bigger than mine. They're a little bit just wider. These are kind of a nice clean fitting boot, but yeah, no problems getting in there. I haven't really felt the need to kick any of the ice out. I don't find any ice building up down there, keeping my toes from going in there.
Well, there's guys saying that they want to buy these sleds for ice fishing or trail riding, or people come in and they ask me, either on social media or at the shop, they ask me, well, you know, it's a good mountain sled, how's it going to handle on the trail? It's not a trail machine, it's for getting you up the hill. It's not a dual purpose machine. If you're looking for something that's a dual purpose machine, buy yourself like an XF or a Assault or something like that. Even a Snow Pro or a Mountain Cat does not bad on the trail or is a dual purpose machine. It'll do it. This one won't do it as well as a Mountain Cat or a Snow Pro. This one is really more geared for the mountains. So if you're looking for something to tow out to the ice fishing shack or something to rip down the trails and you go to the mountains the other 10% of the time, this isn't the machine to buy.
From what I know now, I would probably buy one. That uncertainty is gone. I know what it does. I'm sure it can do way more than what I've done with it. My time on the hard pack snow was not as much of an ad. He was having fun in the snow there, so I kicked him off it after a while, and I got on there and got my crack at it. And yeah, for sure. Even watching him, you can tell it's a mountain machine. This thing's meant for powder. Like he said in his review, dual purpose machine. I would not take this thing to lake ice fishing unless it was just to drive onto the lake and drill a hole. But I would not take it out to the lake to play. I would not take it on any trails if I didn't have to. We dove off the trails as soon as we could, got in some good snow, and that's definitely where this thing feels at home. So yeah, from what I can say, you can get yourself on an Alpha One and try it for yourself. That is the best review you will get.
Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among other. I've got to try these are
That looked really easy.
That was really easy. There you go. Always an avalanche country out here.
Figure. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It doesn't get stuck, it just goes. Doesn't wash out. Tractor stays nice. Trail for the skis. I think on my 16 I got the 6-inch block. 2 more inches would be nice height for my arms, and my lower back, it just crouched a little bit, but I gotta get used to it. I'm like looking at stuff, like when I went up there, my 16 would not have done that. It would have been trenched and been stuck.
I could see you at the top there where you let off on the throttle so it wouldn't come back around on you.
At the very top?
Yeah.
There's like a pile and it looks like a big rock.
Oh, okay.
So I let out of it there. I was gonna try and do a re-entry on it, just pull her over, but I'll let you do that first.
Okay. What the hell was that? Trying to hit me with that thing.